Nothing like some good coffee. Oh, didn't see you there. So in my last video, I went over the 4 categories that are related to the Myers-Briggs personality type indicator. And the 4 were the mother, the father, the daughter, and the son. And today I wanted to go over the relationship between the mother and the son, as well as give you guys a deeper dive into the virtual reality model that I use to explain these personalities. And the first thing is, so the reason why I chose the mother and the son is the mother and the son represent basically the infinite energy that is in the human race. So the mother, she carries basically the entirety of masculinity, because she basically gives birth, right? With every birth, there's a new representative of the human race, right? So the new representative of man or masculinity, right? And with the son in particular, there's all the potential that's encapsulated in the mother inside the son. And what this basically means is the son is supercharged with all this energy and a needingness or a willingness to prove himself to the feminine or to the woman or to the mother. And one of the ways that I understood this is using a concept that Carl as well as Eric Neumann talk about in their books. And this concept is the Ouroboros. So if you look up the Ouroboros, you'll see an image of a dragon that's biting its own tail. And the symbolism that is useful to understanding that is for every action, there's a reaction. Or for anything you say, that there's basically a reaction. So it may not be like the moment you do it. It may not be 5 days, 10 days. It may not be a month, a year, 10 years, 20 years before there's a reaction. But there always is a reaction. And other ways to understand this is what goes around comes around, or the concept of karma. So these are all models or ways of understanding, in my opinion, the Ouroboros and the relationship between the mother and the son. So I will be giving more of a deeper dive into this in the virtual reality model to explain how the infinite energy is always looping in itself, right? And this basically stops the mother from basically overbearing the son, and it stops the son from overprotecting or overreacting to the mother. Because they can see each other's potential in one another, it basically puts limits, it puts boundaries on one another for how far they can go with their truths or with their actions or with their words, right? So the sun represents masculinity, and masculinity represents truth or the ability to speak truth, right? And the mother represents love or compassion or nature. All of these are just, you can fill in the blank. These are just different concepts that explain the same thing. So I'll be going over a deeper dive in my VR. So without further ado, let's jump into that and see what it's all about. Alright guys, so I've shown you this model before. I've tweaked things a little bit, hopefully to clear up the clutter so you guys can get a better understanding. So we're going to be going over the mother and the son today, just kind of briefly. So the son over here represents the physical environment. So this is a physical environment that he's dealing with. It represents what is going on right now. So this is the moment, right? And the son, using their thinking or using their speech, using their truth, analyzes and understands what's going on in the physical environment. So over here represents extroverted sensing, which is the external sensing world. So that's an in-the-moment observational kind of function. So these are cognitive functions. And then over here is introverted thinking. This represents his internal thoughts or his internal understanding or system to categorize everything that's going on in the physical. And then up here we have the mirrored counterpart. So this is the mother over here. We're going to ignore the daughter and the father today. So this is the mother over here. So this represents introverted feeling. So this feeling function is used to basically believe in all the possibilities or believe what's possible. So this over here represents the external metaphysical reality. So this represents everything that's possible across every span of time. So it's not limited to what's physically there like it is with the sun. It's basically the limitlessness of everything, right? So if we go over to the other portion, so I have this listed by orange over here for the sun and then green for the mother. So the sun over here, if we go into his next counterpart, it's up here actually. So this represents intuition, or what he knows, an introverted intuition, so what he knows. And then this represents the mother in her different instances, or extroverted feelings. So what the feelings of the mother is across instances, right? So what he knows across the feelings of the mother, right? So the sun has a physical categorization of the environment, so physical categorization, and then through categorizing this environment, he gets a better understanding of the mother over time. So it's an infinite, so this is kind of an infinite loop. From here, from the physical, infinite into the understanding of the mother's feelings, right? And then from the mother's point of view, her understanding of the metaphysical, so what's possible, right? The mother believing in what's possible with her belief system, okay? And then over here, she's observing the sun across his instances. So this is a mirror. So she's using her introverted sensing. So this represents memory or remembering the sun across his instances. And this represents external thinking, so the thoughts of the sun, or the truths, or the logical observations, the analyses of the sun across time, right? Across different instances. So he may be thinking this at this time, and then thinking this at this time, and thinking this at this time. And she's remembering that. So you can see this mirroring effect happening. So the sun analyzes the physical environment, and then over time, he begins to know what everyone, or what the mother in this case, feels, right? And then the mother over here has this what if environment, what if this, what if that, right? Over the limitlessness of the metaphysical. And then over time, it narrows down to, well, this is what he's thinking, this is what he's thinking, and this is what he's thinking. So these are the instances. So these two basically characters or personalities are mirrors of each other, and this is why there's an infinite relationship between them. So you can see the sun analyzes the physical environment, knows what the mother feels, right? And then the mother feels this possible reality, and then loops back around according to these observations, according to this sun's observations. And then it loops back around. So there's a cyclical nature to this, and this is why I wanted to highlight the Ouroboros earlier in the video, because it represents, in my opinion, this system. At least this is the way I've understood it, and hopefully I'll be explaining it over time, right? So it keeps looping around, right? And so that's it for now. So that's just the mother and the son I wanted to go over. I will have one that goes over the daughter and the father later on, as well as individual videos for all four. Okay, thank you so much. So as you guys have seen, the relationship between the mother and the son is paramount to understanding this model. The mother and the son represent the driving force of humanity, at least from a relationship point of view and understanding one another, having empathy and sympathy for one another. The mother and the son really represent the relationship force that drives humankind forward, right? It's not to say that the father and the daughter don't represent human progression, but they do so in a different way. And I will be doing a relationship video of the father and the daughter, as well as probably a video for all four categories individually. So to end this video off, I just want to give credit to where credit is due, and give a shout out to a couple of the YouTubers that I found very useful in understanding Myers-Briggs personality type. And one of them would be Michael Pierce. So if you look up his videos, there's a video called the Empirical versus Interpretative video. and this video goes over a lot and really helped me understand the layers of human personality. Also, there's a YouTuber called CS Joseph. He goes really into a deep dive of all of these personalities. And anyone else that you see, like Objective Personality, all these guys have really good content to explain these personalities that I found very valuable, right? So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. For now, if you guys liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if you guys understand what I'm talking about, understanding the idea of the Ouroboros and the mother and the son relationship. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching the video.